C-O-M-E-D-I-A-N. Coming up, Chicagoland, Chicagoland. C-O-M-E-D-I-A-N. C-O-M-E-D-I-A-N. Step your Google game up. I-A-N. Don't you dare big me. You big me, I'll slap a hoe. emails.podbean.com. It's Google, motherfucker. Big me, I'll slap a hoe.
Welcome to the Podbean, you cocksucking motherfucking dog shit ass cunt bitch.
Baking's so cool. Guys, next comedian, he's moving to LA later this week, I believe, right? Yeah, he's leaving at the end of this week, so this might be the last time you see him here until he moves back. I just want to wish you, like, happiest of voyages on your trip out there. I hope you make it, because we don't need to see him more than once a year here. We want to come visit you. Everybody, give it up for Ian Ellis.
And Kane just ride out. You know, you can't talk about that much bacon in front of a pothead. These jokes are really funny if you're high in the car with them. Are you guys his friends? Yeah. Like an Asian, and it's like a Burger King commercial. They grew up together. The dude in the wheelchair didn't make it, but he's on bigger and better things. Steve Comedilli trying to figure out, is there anything that makes bacon taste better? I think I've solved this Gordian knot. Is it grease? If you say that bacon makes its own grease, then touche. It's just a joke premise, but I was like, I gotta solve that shit. Lives may depend on it. I can do it, I have the power. It's great, we got a packed room, we got friends, family, gym coaches. But maybe singular, gym coach. My gym coach isn't here, he's in jail. That's what happens when you touch kids funny. He didn't touch me because I've been chubby always. Like, you think chubby kids would be easier to touch, but like, no, you're just not attractive. I know I can get you, I don't want you. Damn, don't hurt my self-esteem. I'm gonna get high with Kane real quick. That's why I didn't pass high school. I just came back from Peace Fest. I did a comedy festival for hippies. Big round of applause for Peace Fest. Most of you probably have no context for that, so just imagine the movie Braveheart if it was booked off of Craigslist. They can take our couch, and they can take our TV, but they'll never take our coffee table, because it's large and hard to lift. It was fucking, like, I was hoping to be hippies, but there was also juggalos and furries, which is some shit I never thought I would encounter. Like, when Dr. Seuss wrote The Places You Will Go, I don't think he imagined there would be a time when guys that think that they're clowns would hang out with guys that think that they're wolves to exchange jugs. Drugs. Got a little tongue-tied. That's why I don't write Dr. Seuss, because I can't. Give me 3 words that rhyme and I'm tongue-tied for an entire afternoon. One of the highlights is I sold one of my best friends for a high five. I probably could have got more for him, but I didn't want to drive him home. I was like, basement prices, he has to go. They had some really sexy hula hoop girls. Anybody seen a hula hoop girl before? Great, like, I was conflicted because I wanted to see some side boob, but I didn't want to be a creep. I also really didn't want to eye fuck a girl in front of my girlfriend, which is hard. She's like a professional eye fuck me girl. Oh, that's in the job description. It's in the Craigslist ad. Do you look like eye fuck material? Do you also like circles? Recently, I learned there's fucking hate dubstep. It basically sounds like two Transformers fucking. I think there's only one dubstep song, so I heard it for 15 straight hours and never heard it. Here's how bad dubstep is on. I was on Molly and thought it sounded awful. When you're on Molly, a light bulb looks like the greatest thing God has ever created. Molly is the new version of ecstasy with extra side effects. In case you're a gym coach looking to seduce some kids. My buddy Nick Foscares was there. We got him high for the first time. The reaction was first he laughed like a toddler discovering his own smile for the first time. And he just went like, ah! Why is this illegal? Substance abuse. Also, my girlfriend, she's never done drugs before. She did Molly, and then she was coming down. She's like, can we get more? No, because you'll die. If you're going to do Molly, have someone with you that knows how to say no. Last thing I'll talk about, I just had my roast here on Thursday, and my Nana came out, and my Nana heckled me for my entire roast. Which is embarrassing, because that bitch was way funnier than me. And all 13 of the comedians were on stage. Okay, my name's Ian Ellis, I love you, good night. Ian Ellis, everybody.
All right, guys, coming up next is one of the guys who runs this open mic. He works really hard to put everything together. It's always a fun time. So give a really big round of applause for Jonny P.
Give it up for Jack Baker for coming out and hosting.
I love that guy.
Now I got a couple announcements before I start telling jokes. Patrick Bagdon, he was talking about the open mic at Denny's in Shorewood. I'm very sorry to tell you there is not a Denny's in Shorewood. But I'm very pleased to tell you there will be an open mic at the Denny's in Joliet. That is a real thing. I am planning it. It is going down. What else do I have on this announcement sheet? Open mic agenda. Okay. Alright, so what I wanted to talk about tonight is this weekend I went to Peace Fest. Peace Fest came out. It was awesome, guys. It was great. Had a good time. Had some people come out and do some good comedy. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Had a good time. First thing I got there, set up my tent. I was so happy to be home again. Went up to the tent right next to me and I'm like, you know what? I want to have a good time with my friends. Like, hey man, do you know where I can buy any weed? He's like, yeah man, I got you. Come in my tent. I go in his tent. Sits down, gives me the weed, I give him the money. He says, hey man, I also have acid and Molly if you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Like, cha-ching! And he's also like, I got a little bit of ketamine too if you're into that. And I'm like, isn't that the shit they give cats during surgery?
Yeah.
I'll take some. So later that day I was gonna... But it was really nice, you know, going and camping and having a good time, being camped out right next to the Peace Fest convenience store. There's a lot of traffic at that tent. And we did some comedy, we had a good time, and good people, good drugs, good music, and I got laid.
You're back there, Goose.
You guys cheer like you give a shit. But like, okay, I've never gotten laid for doing comedy, but I told her I did comedy beforehand, so I count that as a win. And really great girl, really nice girl. You know, I was talking to her, she had a little monster hat on, and like I was laying in my tent and I was thinking, I was like, man, I need some action. So I go out and see this girl sitting there in the grass, go and talk to her. Next thing you know, we're going back to the tent. I think she might be the one, guys. I think she might be it. So I proceeded along the Peace Fest time, great time. good people, get drugs, got laid, it was perfect. The second day, guys, I took a lot of acid. A lot. Like to the point where like my whole vision was like when you have shitty windshield wipers and you have a couple drops on the windshield and it just smears it. Like that was my vision. My friend got to smoke pot for the first time. That was awesome. And I feel like I scared him a little bit because every time he took a hit of weed, I took 2 more hits of acid. And he was enjoying his time, and like as he started to come down, so did I. But like not in the like the drugs are wearing off kind of come down, more like the holy shit, this might be the end coming down. I laid in my tent and it looked like fucking like a parachute was just coming up over me. Like I gotta lay outside. So I lay outside. And I'm thinking like, damn it, I think I just fucked up. It's like I'm gonna have to call security, they're gonna call an ambulance, the cops are gonna be involved, everyone's gonna know that John took a little to a lot too much acid. So I'm laying there and then someone comes out of a tent, they're like, hey, you alright? I open my eyes, I'm like, you know what, I am alright. So I continue my journey. And there was a lot of different, like you think Peace Fest like a bunch of hippies, right? It wasn't like that. There was mostly hippies. Some raver kids, a couple juggalos spiced here and there. And the craziest thing was when I was like, starting to freak out a little bit, my friend was like super high, I look over, see this beautiful lady walking in a real skimpy bikini, wearing a skunk head. And that was extremely scary. I saw some wild shit, okay? This girl came up to me and she's like, hey, if you massage your breasts enough, you start to lactate. I was like, whoa. And she's like, here, I'll show you, look. That was fucking weird, guys. So like I was saying, it was mostly hippies, rare kids, juggalos, spiced here and there. And there's a lot of stoners, and there was a lot of different kinds of stoners. Like, there's the guy who, people smoke cigarettes, smoke a pack a day. Instead, he just smokes weed. So, everything he's doing, he's just, going to the bathroom, smoking weed, this and that. Then, there's the person who, smoked weed and was like, this is going to be my life for the rest of my life. And they're like a weed chemist. Like, they know everything about it, and they tell you all the strains and shit. Like, this is hyperbole poopa high. And what it is when you smoke it, you're going to get a real warming sensation. You're going to get a little bit tired. You get hungry, but fight the hunger. When you fight the hunger, you're going to come up, and all you want to do is watch Tosh.0 marathons. And then there was also the stoner that, smoked once and just felt so ashamed of himself. He went home and he's like, Mom, I messed up. You told me not to do drugs, but I did, and I feel bad. And then there was the weirdest stoner that I saw was a baby. There was a baby that was smoking mad weed. They were eating brownies and shit, as if kids didn't watch enough television. But this kid had weed in one hand and a snack pack in the other. All my mom gave me was a cold glass of shut the fuck up and sit still. That was all I got. And this kid was going wild. There was also a whole family there. There was a whole family there, and they weren't into the drugs. They were just, hippies for the community, very family-oriented, taking care of their kids. Their kids were having a great time playing games. And I guess one night when they had their meal, someone put acid in their food. What? Yeah. So this family is freaking the fuck out. And the worst thing was that the mom was 8 months pregnant. Oh. When I said that yesterday, there was not a fucking sound in the room. You guys at least went, ooh. Nothing. But don't worry. She gave birth in the field. Perfectly healthy baby, came out 8 pounds with 4 ounces. And it was a very healthy baby boy. His name was Jerry Garcia. Beautiful name. Another thing I realized while I was at this fest is, you guys hear about like aliens and stuff, you know that guy? Like, you hear about it, and you hear about these crop circles, and no one can figure out where these crop circles are coming from. I fucking pinpointed it, guys. I figured it out. Think about it. Weird shapes out in the middle of nowhere in fields. Hear strange noises, odd lights, and then the people test it and they find weird chemicals. It's fucking hippies, guys. They're the ones who are doing this. They're dancing around in fields and these weird formations. They got the crazy hippie music going, and then, I mean, you drop a lot of drugs when you're at festivals. So you test it, you're bound to find some strange shit in the ground. When we were driving up there, we used a GPS, and I got this app for my GPS, and it was like it was a stoner instead of like a turn left now. It was like a stoner, so the whole time we're driving, we're getting mixed up because the guy's like, "Hey man, I think we're about to turn." It was like, "Oh shit, my bad, dude. It was back there. Dude, just turn into this place and turn around." No, not that place, dude. It was a struggle getting there. Alright, I got one last one for you guys. This isn't about Peace Fest. What, you got a question or a statement? Stand up and say your name. Announce yourself like you're in a crowd.
Hello, my name is Ian. I'm a comedian.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Ian.
You had a joke last night. Shut up. You had a joke last night about experimenting that I'd like to request.
Oh, yes, okay. So at Peace Fest, there's a lot of people. They're experimenting with drugs. How many people out in the crowd have experimented with drugs in their life? Fuck you guys, you didn't experiment with shit. Like you had a scientific kit and like graph paper and you wrote a hypothesis. The only hypothesis you write when you're experimenting with drugs is like, well, I hope I don't die. I hate when people say, oh, I experimented when I was a child. No, you didn't. You just did it and hope you didn't fucking die. So fuck all of you. Just kidding. I love all of you. Thank you for coming out. I'm going to end you on this, which I forgot what I was going to end on. I'm going to scrap the paper out of my pocket. How you doing, Fontaine? Having a good time? Pretty good, man. Alright, that's good. Yeah. So I already talked about the open mic at Denny's, which is happening. The Denny's by the mall in Joliet. They have a room in the back. It has a door that closes off. I'm going to have a party. We're all going to go and have an open mic. What?
Is it not parking?
Route 30. Route 30, yeah, by the mall. Whatever, I don't care.
There's too many Denny's.
So, as most of you know, some of you don't. You'll figure it out when I say it. But I went to jail, and I don't know why everyone cheers for that. Like most of the people, there's only one guy that cheered that actually went to jail. The rest of you are like, it sounds amazing! But so what happened was, we had our house raided, and like, in the middle of the day, I was sleeping, I hear, JPD, open up! And I looked with a bunch of dudes, we had a bunch of friends over, so I thought that our friends were just messing with us. So I was like sleeping, and I went back to sleep. JPD, open up! I was like, whatever, man. And then I hear the door bust open, and then a bunch of footsteps. Still thought it was my friends, because those are the kinds of friends I have. Friends will come in, JPD, open up! Someone will open the door, and then they'll run about the house randomly. Get on the road! Get on the road! So I thought it was my friends. Little did I know until I got a machine gun and a riot shield in my face that I know it was the cops. I went from sleeping on my stomach to hands behind my back faster than I knew I could move. So they busted in the door. It was winter time. Me and this guy over here would go to jail. Yeah! Spend some time in jail. We get out. Finally get back to the house. The door is just beat the shit out of from when they banged it in. I sleep there the first night. The next day, my brother comes over. He comes in with this big crowbar, crazy looking thing, and he's like, "Hey, this was in your yard." Well, we found out that it was actually the thing that they used to beat down the door. They crushed it in, threw it out in the snow, and then they were so excited that they busted us, they just fucking forgot it, I guess. And that is not a cheap piece of, like, metal. It was, like, really nice. Like, it had a spike, a crowbar, a fucking stabby thing on the end. It weighed, like, 175 pounds. And, like, my brother was like, "Can I have it?" I was like, "Yeah, take it." I didn't fucking want it in my house anymore. I was already freaked out. I have trouble getting in Nick Foscaris' car because it's a fucking refurbished cop car. Let alone I want a fucking battering ram in my living room. So, a couple days later, we get a knock on the door. "Hi, yeah, I'm Officer Mark from the Joliet Police Department. Did you guys happen to find a battering ram in your yard?" Like I'm gonna fucking tell you. It's like, "No, man." And he's like, "You mind if we look around?" He's like, "Go ahead." So we got to watch these cops look around the yard because you know their sergeant is like, "How the fuck did you leave a battering ram? It weighs 175 pounds." And that's all I got. Thank you very much. I'm Jonny P.
Keep it going for Jonny P in his hot new 25 minutes that he just tried out on all of you. Guys, coming up next is the other guy who runs this open mic, and he's actually leaving soon. Is this your last one? It's his last one here, so guys, give him a big, huge round of applause right now for Ian Ellis.
There's so much conversation about my set right now. All of these bitches could not believe it. Did you hear it this last time? Oh my god. Text Karen. Karen needs to be here right now. Johnny just did 13 minutes.
Yeah!
This is his longest set to date.
I like doing long sets. They're nice.
Mine is
funniest.
Ian, no.
Shut up. Jack Baker was looking at me and he was like, "Does he get the light? Is the light a thing with Johnny?" We run the show, so fuck it. We get to do 13 minutes.
I know how that happens.
Jack Baker's the only comedian that doesn't even want to do 13 minutes at his own shows. He's like, "I have to host again? God damn it! Why don't all of you quit comedy?" Especially Matt Tapia. Joking. Johnny was talking about Peace Fest. I was at Peace Fest doing drugs.
Yeah!
I've also tonight been doing drugs.
How are you, brother?
One of them was an Adderall, and then there's some about some weed, and I don't know what the other pill was. But there's also drinking. Yeah! Peace Fest was weird because there was juggalos and furries. I didn't know they kicked it like that. It's like the Bloods and the Crips getting together. If they didn't sell drugs, and they lived in their parents' basement, and they were really sad about their feelings. And one day they figured out who they were, and who they were was either a clown or a fox. When you get there, you get a bracelet. The man that gave me a bracelet was a purple fox. And suspenders and a fedora. And that's who he was for 3 days. I couldn't do that for a couple minutes, and he had a whole outfit because he was committed to being a purple fox. There was furries there. That was some weird shit because I was like, there's people here that'll get some tail, and they're not talking about pussy. Like, I think a foxtail would complete my identity. I'll go to Peace Fest and get one. Was wardrobe funnier than identity? I don't know. I don't like cops.
Fuck the police.
Nice transition.
How many people here by round of applause like the police? Yeah! I don't know if there's words to describe how much I hate the police. Like, I can't even, like if I had two sons and one of them grew up to be a cop and the other one grew up to join Al-Qaeda and they were tied to train tracks, I only had time to save one. I think I saved the one that joined Al-Qaeda because that's more patriotic. They're like the mob if they didn't have integrity. Friday I'm leaving, I'm moving to LA, so that's fun for my relationship. My girlfriend's all about those feelings.
She's beautiful too. I love her.
Or she refers to the conversation, shush! Shh, we do not talk about that in my house. So we were in bed the other day. Because I smashed my puss. And I roll over to go to sleep and I heard sniffling. And I was like, baby, you got those allergies? You know, the ones going around? And she was like, yeah! And I was like, are they the allergies where you cry a lot? And she was like, yeah! And I was like, why are you sick? 'Cause you leaving! Is it more sad than funny? I feel like something amazing just got really distracted in the crowd. Is the Star of Destiny here? And he said, Johnny said, keep going, there's a light. I like eating pussy. Get it? I think the key to eating pussy good is to eat it like you think your ex-girlfriends are watching. Whoa. Nothing has ever tasted this good. Like I've had this before, but it just didn't have this seasoning. Before it just tasted really processed. And like it was a slut that had no ambition and felt like it was okay to sleep with my best friend. No! Pussy is so goddamn delicious. Alright, my name is Ian Ellis. I love you. Good night.
Keep going! For Ian Ellis, everybody. Keep it going for it. Hey guys, can we turn the? Thank you, guys. It's his last time being here, and he's gonna be moving. So let's give him one more big round of applause.